What's going on, guys? It is your boy Kept signing here, and I am back with another video for you guys today. And today, guys, TCG Player has officially dropped their sample size and pull rates for Black Bolt and White Flare. This dropped about 8 minutes ago, and I wanted to take a look at it. I was working up late tonight, so I said, forget it. Let's just take a look. I'm doing a quick video. I did go ahead and skim through this article a little bit, but we're going to kind of do a more deep dive together here. Now, as you guys can kind of go ahead and see, again, this is coming out from TCG Player. They are releasing this. Usually TCG Player always does like a small sample size when it comes to trying to get pull rate data. So a lot of people generally do this, but TCG Players predominantly is the big player that does this, and they do it for almost every particular set. As far as I know, that since I've been into the hobby within the year, they've literally done it for every set so far. Now, looking at it here, from what we're currently seeing, from what they're showing, market pricing for these packs are roughly around $9. That right now, packs are more than likely continuing to drop, right? Because we're already seeing where the market is starting to go down in ETBs, binders, and things like that. And there's a couple of reasons why for it. Now, that's not what we're here for. We're talking here about the particulars on the pull rates. Now, they did state that this was a smaller sample size than what they usually work with. Predominantly because it's a specialty set. As y'all know, specialty sets don't have booster boxes, right? They have particularly just the ETBs, the collection boxes, things like that. So again, they more than likely probably got a whole bunch of ETBs, got packs from that, maybe posters and things like that, just to kind of see how the hit rates are when it comes. And they got to do it for each set, because keep in mind, Black Bolt's one set and White Flare is one set, and they do kind of talk about that here. The sample size is a little bit over 700 packs from what they're assuming for between both. Here, looking at the new rarity again, guys, the new rarity market wise right now, I was actually surprised. I was thinking the Vitini would actually be a lot more up there or surpassing the other two, but that's not the case. The Vitini is dropping pretty rapidly, and in addition to that, there too, for the guys that are into the investment stuff, we're looking at that. The Japanese Vitini are still actually holding its value price around the 700-800 right now. So the English one really, as of right now, has not affected, which is kind of crazy, because everybody was saying when the English one comes out, it would destroy that market, which it just hasn't. Now, when we go ahead and take a look at it, they did, I think they said we ran into one other problem with trying to calculate the pull rates for Black Bolt and White Flare. Most fans who tear through these sets will be looking for 4 cards for the new Black Bolt. Again, of course, the new SARs and the rarity cards, right? The Vitini and things like that. Let's see. In our sample of over 700 Black Bolt and White Flare booster packs, we didn't find a single black/white rarity. Wow. Okay. Despite the setbacks, we can draw a few conclusions from the data we have. First, illustration where they're more easier to pull from Black Bolt and White Flare and any other Scarlet and Violet set, which makes sense, right? And because again, both sets has literally an illustration rare for each Pokemon. So again, pulling illustration rares is definitely gonna be an easy thing. Like, you go open 1 or 2 packs and you more likely again chance of pulling one, which is nice, right? So from what their data and what they're stating here, from that here, compared to the other Scarlet Violet Air Distant Rivals, which illustration rare rates are about 1 to 13 or 1 to 12 packs. Separately, Black Bolt and White Flare probably show that with illustration rare rate of 1 to 6 packs. So you open 6 packs, one of those 6 packs is giving you a shot of getting an illustration rare. So again, it's literally, out of all the Scarlet Violet set, this is going to be the set that's going to give you the most illustration rare. So you guys are an illustration rare fiend, right? You guys like having illustration rare. Maybe there's plays for the investment guys, then this is literally the set to do it. And because there's so many illustration rares, there's going to be so many really undervalued AR cards, right? Some of them are already going for $5, $6, $7. Some cards that I'm really liking, that I'm happy that they dropped to $5, $6, $7, because I'm gonna pick up a whole bunch of these cards. I'm gonna send up for grading, and I just, because I personally like the cards, I just also feel like some of these cards long term are also going to do really good. So that's kind of the nice thing about this set, is there's so many illustration rares right under that mark, right under $5, $10, $20, right? Is that, and they're gonna drop. It's a new set, so more as more reprints and things come, they're gonna continue to drop, which is nice. So, as of right now, and a lot of people said it, like this set is pretty much came out dead out of waters, right? Because it's just it just gives, it's just giving so much, which is great for the hobby and the collectors, right? So let that price keep dropping, let the pull rates be good for illustration rare, especially, you know, those are nice to pull. That's a fun set, right? When you're pulling things and you're getting nice like illustrations, that's the way to go. Let's take a look here. They also talked about here and the fact that there are just so many illustration rares in each set. Like I said, within 69 illustration black bolts and 70 in white flare. Yeah, so there's a lot of illustration rares. So chances of you getting one are very good. Other things we can say about black bolt and white flare is that the overall hit rates are high. So again, it makes sense. There's a lot of illustration rares. There's master balls. There's pokeballs, right? So hit rates for getting things should be high potentially. If you count the Pokeballs and Master Balls, which we should, for people that don't, I don't know why y'all should. You know, they're only at the time they were here. The illustration rare, not in a place to them. Blah blah blah. Your odds of finding a hit in any given black bolt white pair are roughly 50%. 50%. If you count all of them, right? Then your chances of actually getting hit is 50%. That's great numbers. That's phenomenal numbers, right? Especially when you're ripping up packs. This is literally the set for people to rip up packs, get good cards, and not feel bad that you just spent money and didn't make your value back. In some cases, you might make your value because you have so many cards that you could pull. And I'm going to get into this later, but it seems like the SCRs are a lot more easier to pull than what people are thinking. And again, pull rates, it's really good. Like it's 50%. All right, let's move down here a little bit here. Here are more in-depth looks at the pull rates of black bolt and white flare. These numbers were calculated on assumption of black bolt and white flare having the same or nearly the same pull rates. All numbers below represent the odds per pack. Here we use a 95% confident use blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's take a look here. So here comes to the particulars on the rarities. So for the pull rates off of that 95% confidence, right? So as of right now, again, they can't calculate that black white rarity because it just seems a little bit difficult to calculate because they didn't pull any out of their testing, right? And I've seen people pull it out of just a couple packs. So again, they couldn't calculate that in, but for everything else, they were well able to calculate. So when we're counting, let's say a Pokeball foil, right? At that point, your chances of getting one is 30%. So out of one in 3 packs, you should be pulling a Pokeball. Same thing for the double rare. That's going to be like your EXs. You should be getting one every 5 packs, right? An ultra rare right there. That's one out of 17 packs. So that's going to be like your like your full arts and things like that, right? Which are going to be your full art trainers, right? So again, that's pretty good, right? You know, under the 20 packs, you know, to actually get a really nice like full art or to get a full art trainer. The illustration rares, that's where it's really huge. That's even better than the full arts or the trainers because that's one every 6 packs. One every 6 packs, you are guaranteed to get an illustration rare, which is just insane. That's literally, again, the best in the era, okay? When it comes to Master Ball, again, Master Balls are not in every set, but so far, when it comes to Master Balls, again, still under that 20-pack threshold. Within that 20-pack, 19 packs, right, you will get a Master Ball, which I pulled 2 Master Balls so far, and I haven't even pulled open. I think I pulled about maybe 20 packs. Yeah, because I have not opened a lot myself, but for the amount I opened, I pulled an SCR, ARs, I pulled the Master Ball, and again, this is under 20 packs. The pull rates for this is just insane. Everybody that's been opening this set, I've talked to, I've been having a phenomenal time and having such a fun set. I'm happy for the hobby. This is an amazing set, guys. A special illustration rare. So if you're trying to pull an SAR, right? So your chances of getting that is going to be 1 out of 80 packs. I think that's still better. I think that's still generally all better than all the other ones, right? Than like, Prismatic, Surgeon Sparks, right? Twilight Masquerade. Like overall, in the Scarlet Rare. I think that is still better. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. I'll have to double check, but I think that's still rare. And again, the black and white new rarity, the Vitinis and all that, they just couldn't. They just couldn't because they didn't pull any. They didn't pull any, so they just couldn't put that in the mixture there. Now, when it comes to it, again, Pokeball foils, 1 out of 3. You're guaranteed to get one here. When it comes to double rarity, which is going to be like your EXs, right? Again, that's 1 out of 5 that you should be getting it, which is great because I'm actually currently now looking and hunting down for this Genesect EX for my Metagross decks. Metagross players, we're about to rule. And the Pokemon TCG. Let's get it. 1 out of 17 for your ultra rares, which is going to be your full arts and then your full art trainers, right? Which is, again, phenomenal. Then, again, 1 out of 6, bro. To get, look at these cards. These are the cards you couldn't be expecting to pull 1 out of 6 cards. And I understand there's going to be a lot of Pokemon that a lot of people don't like, and it's just going to go unnoticed, right? But for the starter Pokemon like these guys, that's a phenomenal. These art cards are great. The starter Pokemon are generally pretty popular starter Pokemon, in the Gen 5 era. And your chances of pulling one of these are 1 out of 6. Like, you're going to have a fun time pulling illustrations, especially. And let's be honest, I'm okay with pulling Pokeballs, Master Ball, EXs, right? But I feel like in this general hobby, especially right now, a lot of people, they don't really count that as hits. They want illustration rare. So if you're an illustration rare fiend, this is literally the set for you, okay? Master Balls, 1 out of 19 right there to pull a Master Ball, right? Again, I think that's pretty phenomenal. If you're trying to pull a Pacific Master Ball, right, then that's actually going to be very, 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 very high, because even though there's a lot of ARs and you could pull a 1 out of 6, the chances of pulling a particular one now, because there's so many cards, right, are very high. So in this case, you're trying to pull a particular Master Ball, your chance of getting that's going to be 1 out of 2,802 packs, bro. That's freaking nuts. Pulling an illustration rare. Okay, so we're looking at the illustration rare. To pull one of those, that's going to be 1 out of 80 packs, right? If you're trying to pull a Pacific illustration rare, that's going to be 1 out of about 1,100, a little bit over 1,100 packs. That's actually better than pulling a Master Ball, which I kind of agree with, bro. And it was the same thing for Prismatic as well. Like, for Prismatic, like, pulling a Master Ball was harder than actually pulling an SAR. Like, I pulled significantly way more ARs and SARs than I did, like, Master Balls and Prismatic. And I think it's pretty much the same trend here. Again, Master Balls are just generally a little bit more harder to pull, or at least in this case it's easier, but for a particular one it's very, very, very difficult. All right, just again going back, but it's nice that you'll be able to pull out of 180 packs a special illustration rare. I actually pulled the Ends plan literally on release day. I ended up opening up a Black Flare and Black Bolt ETB and a binder, and I ended up pulling it out of the last box, which was phenomenal. So again, hit rates are amazing. Again, the only thing they couldn't calculate, it's the new rarity, right? Because the new rarity is just a little bit difficult to kind of currently calculate right now. Now, I will say I have been seeing a lot of posts of people, posting their AR, pulling it up. And I know a lot of people saying, well, you're only seeing posts of people posting it up. But there could be people that are just not posting, that they're not getting anything. They ripped up a whole bunch of stuff, right? Which could be the case, but the market have shown there are a lot of these Vitinis on the market. I wasn't even expecting to be this much Vitinis on the market. There are actually a lot, to where in this case here, the Vitini is actually worth less than the black and white rarity. The black and white rarity, like Momo, I think they call him Momo. What is it? Momochrome, I don't know, it's chrome, some type of chrome, right? Chromatic card. Like, these are actually what you want to pull. They're actually the hardest to pull. We have been seeing people pull them, but I'm seeing more people pull the Victini than I do see the black and white rarity, and that's why the black and white rarity is still holding its value more than the Victini. But other than that, guys, that's all I got for you in today's video about the pull rates. I thought this was really awesome. I'm just glad that I caught it like 8 minutes when it came out. Wanted to get this video ready to go because I thought this was really cool, especially seeing the pull rates for this set. I'm not the biggest Gen 5 guy. I've said it from day one. I wasn't too crazy a fan of this set either. I wasn't even like really crazy or waiting for it. I was actually even considering skipping this set, right? But I'm actually happy that I didn't, because, you know, even though yes, I'll still admit there are not a lot of Pokemon I like in Gen 5. There's not even a lot of ARs that I even like in this set, but it's just fun and it's great for the hobby, that people are able to get, you know, IRs, you know, for our trainers, very easily, you know, very nice looking cards for the people that do like Gen 5 or just some of the art cards, right? Because there are some cards that, even though I don't like the Pokemon, I like the art itself. So in terms, I like the card. So anyways, y'all, that's going to be it for today's video, man. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about Black Bull and White Flare so far. Are you guys been enjoying the new set? Have you guys been ripping into your stuff? Have you guys not ripped into any at all? Let me know. I want to know, and we'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace. I'm out.